Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with number 1, and we're going to use orders of operation for this one. So we always look at our grouping symbols first, and in this case, we have our square root sign. So in doing so, we're going to start with that. So we have the square root of 25, which is 5, and I'm going to go ahead and list that under there. And then we go ahead and bring down the rest of the equation. And then we can go ahead and go from left to right. So we have 36 minus 4, which gives us 32. And 32 plus 5 gives us 37. So number 1 would equal 37. And then we're going to move down to number 7. So again, we're going to use grouping symbols first. 12 minus 5 is 7. And then we go to multiplication and division, which 7 times 6 is 42. Leaves us with 42 on top. And then we have 7 minus 4, and 7 minus 4 gives us 3. And then we would divide. 3 goes into 42, 3 goes into 4 one time, with 1 left over. 3 goes into 12 4 times. So gives us an answer of 14. So in orders of operation, again, we always use PEMDAS, which is parentheses, exponents, multiplication or division, whichever comes first. And then we have add or subtract, whichever one you see first. So in doing those, we have those 2 examples there. And if we just want to try one other one, let's look at number 17. So on number 17, we're going to do our grouping symbols first. So 3 plus 4 is 7. Then we have 5 times 7, which gives us 35. Go ahead and bring down the rest of the equation. 38 minus 35 gives us 33. So that will be the first section in the first section. So if we move down to the bottom here, where it says write in an algebraic expression. So what I like to do is go ahead and annotate the problem. So as in annotating it, I'm going to go ahead and just put my numbers over the numbers. And it says 7 less than. So I know that's going to be a minus sign there. And then it says 4 times a number. Well, we don't know what that number is. So what I would suggest is it says 7 less than 4 times a number. So that means I need to subtract 7 from 4 times a number, which would give me an equation of 4x minus 7. And that would be kind of how that section goes. And if we look at number 2, it has 11 more than half a number. So we're looking at half of a number. So we have what, 1/2 of a number, and we don't know what that number is more than 11. So you will write that algebraic expression in that manner. So if we're going to move on, let's go ahead and look at the second page here. And here we're looking at place value. So I'm just going to write on the side. Just kind of make a place value chart so we can kind of keep up with those numbers. And we can do it just as that. So behind the decimal, we always know that's the tenths place. Then we have the hundredths place. And then the thousandths place. We have our whole numbers over here. So that's the ones, tens, and hundred place. And that's pretty much all the place value we need for number 1 through 4. So, excuse me. So the first question asks us, write the place value position for each digit in 48 and 92 thousandths. So it's asking where the 9 is. So our 9 is here. So with our 9 being the second place after the decimal, so we have tenths and hundredths. So the 9 would be in the hundreds place. So moving to the second one, then we have the 8. And what place would the 8th be? So since it's here, right, in front of the decimal, that will be our ones place. So 8 would be in the ones place. So in our next section, it talks about replace each circle with a less than, greater than, or equal to make the sentence true. So if we look at our numbers, when we're going to compare to see which one is greater than, less than, or equal to, we look at our numbers. So we're looking here at our thousands place. They both start with a 5, so we know that's the same. Then the next place over is 100, and it's a 0 in both of those. Then in the tens place, in this one we have 4, and in this one we have 8. So we would put our less than, so 8,048 is less than 5,084. So moving right along to the next section, we are adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing decimals. So, and then, I'm sorry, these are not even decimals. So we're just adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. So, in looking at these numbers, we have, let's just look at number 11, which are the more complicated ones sometimes for us, because we have to line the decimals up when we're adding. So during this example, we have 5.8, and we have 10 and 3/10. So we're going to line up our whole numbers, then our decimal numbers. 8 plus 3 is 11. 5 plus 1 is 6. And we just bring down our decimal. And then now we have, and we bring down our 1. So our answer would be 16 and 1/10. So with the subtraction, again, we're going to do that lining up of the numbers. So we have 4 and 10 hundredths, and then we're going to subtract that from 2 and 684 thousandths. So if you look here, we need to add a 0 above. This is our place value, our place mark, and we are going to subtract. So 10 minus 4 is 6. 9 minus 8 is 1. We're going to borrow from the 4, making it 3. It's a 10, and it'll be 4. So our answer is 3 and 416 thousandths. So just so we can see that a little more clear, I'm going to add it over here. Now, at any time, if we wanted to check our work, what we could do is we could just add these two numbers together, and it should give us our original number. So let's just test that out. So somehow our numbers got jumbled up here, so let's try that equation over. It's not quite right.